Good morning, Ashley. How are you?
Alex, you don't understand how much in these times I look forward to talking to my good friend, Alex Thomas, because I know I am certified to get some good laughs.
Absolutely. I mean, you see it. The funny don't stop.
The funny don't stop. Shout out. I just saw our dude, Nate Burleson. Nate, you guys killed it at Nickelodeon. I know they had
What
that
up, Nate?
little F-bomb moment, but Nickelodeon was great.
Absolutely. How was your weekend?
I
Other
had
than
great.
other
I
than
loved the
other
game.
than feeling like a loser right now with all your Seattle Seahawks gear and jerseys and all that stuff.
This is a Rams towel too, by the way, that I got from a
I
Rams
see
game.
that. I see that.
So if you guys don't know,
I can't believe you really, truly in your heart thought that the Seahawks were going to beat the Rams.
they had first off, we didn't even know it was going to be, we're going to get into that in a second, but we didn't know it was Goff and his thumb. Then they had the backup. So I was like, okay, this, we have a lot of things. And everything was handed to Seattle on a platter in this game, right? Aaron Donald, who is like wreaking havoc on everybody, he goes out. And I was like, if we can't capitalize when he goes out, yeah, we don't deserve to be here right now.
Come on. First of all, we started with a damn fifth-string quarterback, okay? And then what are the odds of your fifth-string quarterback getting a concussion and going out, and now you got to bring Goff in with a broken thumb and still win? That just goes to show they literally relied on the defense.
No,
Put it this way. When the game first started, in my mind, I'm going, dude, we need points. We don't just need y'all to tackle. We don't just need y'all to sack.
Sacks, touchdowns.
We need you to score touchdowns. And they did that. Like, literally, you don't ever want to hang your whole existence on your defense. Even though if you're a real football fan, if you're a sports fan, every coach, everybody goes, defense wins games. It's all about defense. Don't get me wrong. Got to have defense. But you got to have some kind of offense also. This reminds me of the Broncos year when they won
with
the
Peyton?
Super Bowl with Von Miller and them. How literally a defense won a Super Bowl.
They dragged that offense to the Super Bowl.
And then one other example, damn near
the
15
Ravens?
years ago with the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
With Ray Lewis and them. How literally a defense can win you games.
No, the thing is, we started with this. Let's just start with this. So with this game, I was looking at the stats. Goff only had 9 completions. The thing that I don't understand about Seattle is it seems like in the regular season, they'll have one identity, and then come playoff time, and I'm usually one, I don't like to hang everything on the coaching, but some of this play calling, I'm like, are you guys a running team? Are you a passing team? Are we letting Russ cook? Are we letting him simmer? Are we letting him, defrost? Like, what are we doing with Russell Wilson? So I just felt like, Goff, normally when he's healthy, he doesn't do well with pressure. So I didn't understand why they weren't drawing up more blitz packages and kind of rushing him a little bit more. That was number one. And then offensively, it just seems like throughout the season, the first half of the season, it seemed like Seattle's offense was just clicking and kind of carrying the defense. And then something happened where it flipped, and then the defense all of a sudden was carrying the offense. And
I can't lie. I can't lie to you. As a Rams fan, just no hate. Knowing how good
I have 2 towels to wipe my tears. 2 Rams towels.
Let me tell you something. I can't lie to you. Knowing how good Russell Wilson is as a quarterback and knowing what Metcalf can do, knowing what that defense can do, I'm not going to lie. I was surprised. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I believe Russell was sacked 5 times. And the thing is, with as good as Russell is, and that's the thing, too, where it's like as good as Russell is for most of Russell's career, and Seattle, for whatever reason, has just truly never wanted to address this. They have never built a line around him. Dallas, for those couple years that Dallas, they never actually really did anything with it. But Dallas, if he would have had like a Dallas type line or a line or somebody, at least one, tackle guard, somebody that's going to give him a little bit more time in the pocket. I just think that he's always under duress, so he's always kind of freestyling. And, Seattle, they really need to look at themselves, because this is the second or third postseason that I can remember where it just seems like the play calling was atrocious, and what you were able to do well in the regular season, you couldn't execute it all.
But let's just be honest here. Let's give the Rams defense some
I
credit.
agree.
You
I
can't even.
agree.
You can't even. I
Whose
don't care.
house?
I don't care if you got Vince Lombardi and who, whoever drawing up your offense. You cannot blame it on the coaching and drawing up the plays. Their defense is that good.
Jalen Ramsey, listen, I was really looking at this matchup going in, and in my mind, I was kind of like, DK, you're bigger than him. Like I feel like DK is pretty physical with a lot of the corners. I felt like, okay, DK, impose your will, but Ramsey is just that good, that technically skilled, and that
Well,
is him.
here's the bottom line, Ashley. I don't care how good a receiver is. If your quarterback can't get you the ball, you're nothing. You can't throw the ball to yourself. You could be out there. You could be the best route runner on the planet. You could have an 8-pack. Your ass can run 39 miles per hour and jump up out of the gym. It doesn't matter in football if your quarterback is under duress. There, the way the
Can't
defensive
convert
line.
on third down.
Come on, man. If he can't get you the ball, and when they did, they did. They got him the ball when they got him the ball, but it was like too little, too late. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, usually Metcalf and Wilson are destroying people, but they were under that type of pressure with the Rams defense. And then obviously with Jalen being a shut-down corner, not intimidated or scared by anybody.
He's cut from the Deion Sanders cloth. He is like, you throw it in my direction, bad things are bound to happen.
Absolutely. Trust me, Ramsey wants all the smoke. He wants all the smoke. Whoever the best wide receiver is, bring him on. That's what I get the big bucks for. He's not intimidated.
He doesn't shy away. That's one thing I can say. Even for me, you know me, I love good football. I can respect somebody who he does not shy away from the task, and he always seems to answer the bell. And I'm glad that with the Rams, they gave up so much to get him, but obviously with, even pre-injury, we really don't know how great Goff is going to be in the next couple of years, but we at least know this defense, they got a couple more good years. If they can just kind of figure out the quarterback a little bit and kind of, get back to the Rams powerhouse that they were a couple years ago, this is a good team.
And I honestly feel like if I was sitting down with 5 of their dudes in the backfield right now, I think they really understand and realize that I know I said it earlier, it's beyond just tackles and stopping them. I think they have the mindset of, guys, we got to score points. We got to go out there.
Yeah.
And they've done it all year long, so they know they can do it. They know. I almost feel like we're good for 14 points.
Like we're the offense, we're the defense and the offense. Like we got to do both.
Unfortunately, with the deck of cards that we're given, don't get me wrong, man, Cooper Kupp and Robert and these dudes are amazing receivers. We got a hell of some running backs. I just really feel like they know in their heads we have to contribute unfortunately, in the offensive side too, and score some points. We got to put points on the board because unfortunately, we don't have a Peyton Manning. We don't have a Drew Brees. We don't have an Aaron Rodgers, a dude that in one quarter can get you 21 points. We just don't have it like that. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. Well, let's also talk about some of the other games. So, of course, we got our little Seahawks. I let you get your Seahawks shots in at me. Everybody, it's so funny. I really wanted to post, like, the Jordan face crying emoji over my face. I came out, I woke up in beast mode and just, so sad.
But can I ask you, have you always been a Seattle fan? Is that your thing?
So this is why I became a Seattle fan. For those who want to know, I was a Seattle fan because I think it was Russell Wilson's first year in the league. And everybody's going to be like, you guys are thinking of Russell Wilson today. I'm talking Russell Wilson, 3rd rounder. Everybody was big on RG3 and Andrew Luck. And then there was this little dude out in Seattle. And I was like, oh, he's cooking. He's good. And I just, early on with Russ, I didn't know what it was, but I was like, he's got it. There's something with him. he's got it. Then I said I like the Legion because I'm from SoCal, but I can't be behind the Chargers. They're too sorry. So I can't get my hopes up like that. So I said Seattle, they got a nice, I like a good defense, beast mode,
Oh
rough.
no, they were an incredible squad, top to
the
bottom.
dynasty that could have been.
Yeah, when they won the Super Bowl that year, I was like, you know what? They deserved that shit. They had the momentum. They had all facts. If you're a football fan, you will know, you can honestly say the year the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, every single aspect of team football, from special teams to offense to defense to coaching to backfield to quarterback to wide receivers to safeties to down to linebackers, they really, as a team, won that Super Bowl that year. They deserved it that year.
No, that's the thing about sports, why we love it. That's why we love the Warriors, the Kansas City, the Seahawks for that time. It's really rare that everybody on the team, whether you be the main person to the water boy, when everybody is bought in and really focused on the goal at hand, and everybody is willing to do their job and just happy to be, they know that their job is going to contribute in some way. That's rare. So I totally agree with that. Now, the first game of Wild Card Weekend, I believe it was the Colts versus the Bills. Did you watch the game? And how for real do you think the Bills are out here in these streets?
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I did watch the game. The Bills, I feel like they're in the same genre right now as the Browns. Like,
really?
And what I mean by that is two teams that ain't been shit for years. Just being real. They don't even know how to act with the word playoffs because they just ain't been there in so long. You know what I mean? I feel like this new Bills team, they're young and they don't know no better. All they know is like, yo, we need to try to go all the way. They're not gonna go all the way.
Okay.
It's fun and it's cute to watch. I like their quarterback. They're young and hey, it's fun.
Alex is like, pump the brakes, simmer down.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl, but it's fun to watch new blood. Like I'm not trying to jump onto the next subject yet, but if you love the sport the way I do, it was fun to watch the Browns and the Steelers last night. It's just, you're so used to seeing the Steelers being there for all these years.
The Steelers, the New Englands, it's just same old.
Every year, it's fun to see. Like, never in life have I been a Browns fan, but I sympathize.
I think everybody was rooting for the Browns last night.
Huh?
I think everybody was rooting for the Browns last night.
Yeah, and you see
Corvette.
Roethlisberger. Exactly. You see Roethlisberger up there crying like a 3-year-old at the end, because I think that was more with Roethlisberger going, "Is this the end of my career?" I think that's what those tears were. Did you see him sitting there on the bench 5 minutes after the game?
That's the new Jordan meme. They panned him with a little teardrop.
Oh yeah. Roethlisberger, those were tears of, oh my God, I've been doing this for 16, 17 years. Was that it? Is that it? And did my season that I thought was gonna be my best season ever? What were they, 10-0?
They were 11-0.
How the fuck? I think that's the tears were also going, how the fuck?
They started 11-0.
11-0
and
to
finished
losing
1
to the
and
Browns.
5.
Huh?
They started 11-0 and finished 1 and 5.
How crazy is that? That just goes to show.
But then you look at this is the thing, and this is why even when they were 11-0, no one actually believed that they were like a true Super Bowl contender team, because as the season progressed and you go back and look at some of these win losses, this is where the Steelers effed up. Everybody knows in life, I know you know this, everybody should know this in life at this point. If you don't humble yourself, life has a way of humbling you real quick. And I just feel like the Steelers, they started reading their press clippings and started doing the TikToks. And maybe this is just a little bit of the old school in me. I'm like, look, I'm like that Kobe, that famous Kobe clip, like, what's there to celebrate? Job's not finished. And
absolutely.
And that's the thing. The job was not finished, and again, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but Kansas City can have all the fun they want. They got a Super Bowl under their belt. They're probably on the road to repeating that. They can TikTok Corvette all they want. When you ain't really established anything, you got to just kind of put your head down and play. That's just my personal philosophy.
Football, and this, if I were a coach in the league right now, I would use this year's Steelers to motivate my teams from here on out. You guys, football out of all the sports, I swear to God, you always hear, you just want to get to the playoffs. Because when you get to the playoffs, it's 0-0. Don't give a fuck what you did during this season. Mm-hmm. Everybody's even. This is the epitome of that example. How you can go 11-0 and get knocked out wild card weekend.
Did you know from the first, let's just jump to the Browns-Steelers game. Did you know from the first play where the snap was too high and the Browns got that touchdown, did you kind of know, like, oh, shit, like,
they're
this
in trouble.
Yeah.
I felt it. You know what's crazy? I just felt like the Browns this year with Mayfield, I just felt like they're like, you know what? We don't know it, but we're not going to think about the past.
We're not the Browns of yesteryear.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they're like, for the fact that we are here this particular year, we're as good, if not better, than any other these teams, and we deserve and we belong here. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, just obviously we're not there, but watching on the TV, it wasn't the Browns I feel like everybody on the field, whether you were a nose tackle, a quarterback, or wide receiver, that came in there for the first time ever, we're not intimidated by the big bad Steelers. We're not intimidated by all their Super Bowl wins and everything. I just feel like, you know, they're catching Ben at a vulnerable time on the down kind of like spiral, but not take anything away from him, because at the end of the day, damn, they were 11-0 at one time. He's still Ben Roethlisberger. He's still, with 2 minutes left on the clock, is one of the best ever. You know what I mean? It's only
this is the thing with teams. This is what I notice about teams. I feel like when you put your stock in one thing you do really well, that leaves you vulnerable to being exposed. Case in point, the Tennessee Titans as well. When everybody knows the one thing that you can do really well, and for the Steelers, they don't run the ball. So if the passing game isn't there, what else are they going to do? So you don't have to respect the run. This is what I said. So sidebar, I did this thing with Joy Taylor on Fox Sports, and she was like, the Browns, no. I was like, I really like the Browns because, number one, I love a team with a good running back. Then you give me two. They have arguably the best running back tandem in the league.
Absolutely.
Then Baker Mayfield.
Which you don't see a lot anymore. You don't see two great backs on the same team anymore. It's like it's either one or none. Or
well, and to be honest, Hunt's kind of a gift for them because he had, to be honest, Hunt's kind of a gift, and it probably wouldn't have happened if he didn't have kind of those issues a couple years ago. So he had lost his job, so he kind of was in a position where he's still really good, but some teams may not have wanted to touch him. And the Browns are like, shoot, if you could play, we'll take you. But I agree. I think that we saw it last year and the last couple of years, but this is a true changing of the guard in the NFL, and it's funny because on one hand you have like the changing of the guard, and then next week you're going to have like the two old man Rivers, going at it, 40 on 40.
Which is exactly, I'm not trying to jump ahead of you.
Yeah.
But when you said changing of the guard, you forget that dude named Tom Brady is still alive.
I call him Tom the Goat Brady.
Yeah. Like all I gotta say is, dude, if this dude gets the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl, like I would not want to admit to that, and I am truly trying not to jump ahead. But if that dude wins the Super Bowl,
and it would be at home because the Super Bowl is at Tampa this year,
he would undoubtedly, with nobody can say anything, that the dude is literally the GOAT.
The GOAT.
And people are throwing that word around like crazy now because it's a new word.
And everybody wants to be like, there's GOATs. I'm like, no, there is a GOAT. Singular.
Put it this way. If Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl this year with the Buccaneers, he's going to have to grow some horns. He's going to have to grow horns, some goat horns, and literally, or get them implanted in his head, because there's nothing else you can say. And it's like, dude, what can we say? This dude went to a different climate, a different team, kind of started from scratch. More losses than he's pretty much ever lost before. You know what I mean?
No offseason.
And still won.
Exactly.
Sacked more than he's ever been sacked. More interceptions than he's ever thrown.
In a system that's kind of foreign to him, because, you know, he kind of likes his little dunk and dives, and Bruce is like, you know, throw it deep, bombs away. Yeah. And he's like, Bruce, relax.
Yeah.
So shout out also, too, so your show, the Funny Don't Stop show, your boy Savvy, in order for Tampa to get to them, they're going to have to get past the Saints. How do you feel about Who Dat Nation, Drew Brees? They got Kamara. They got Thomas back. To me, the Saints, this is what I'll say, and I want to get your opinion on the Saints. When I watch the Saints, I really, really, really like them, but I don't love them. There is just something that
me too. You know what,
so
Ashley?
Good, but there's
I like
just
that you
something
said that.
that it's like Kansas City. I love. You know, the Browns. I know they have flaws, but I love them. The Saints. I think they have a great defense. I think they have a great offense. I think they have a great special teams. But for some reason, it's like they have all the ingredients for just a bomb pie. But I just don't know. Did they miss like the cinnamon? I don't know what it is.
They're kind of like, I hate to say it, what as great as Breeze is, I feel like they're a hit and miss team. Like sometimes they're great. And you can't ever say they suck. But
true.
Sometimes they're great, and then some weeks it just ain't there. You know what I mean? I think out of all the matchups we've seen so far, this one is going to be like a heavyweight fight, because I feel like they're straight even. There's not one. I don't feel like the Saints versus the Buccaneers going to be one is way better than the other. One is that I think it's going to come down to a kick. But what I can't say is, I don't know if it's going to be a 23-21 game, or is it going to be a 47-50 game? Like, it's going to be too extreme.
47-50. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be high octane, because, I mean, the thing that I do like is if I had to pick pound for pound, I like the Saints defense more than I like the Bucs defense. But offensively, as good as, you know, Kamara and everybody is on the Saints offense.
Hold on. Somebody just said something I see that. I agree. They said, whoever wins this game, Bucs, Saints,
going to Super Bowl?
Yeah, somebody said that. I truly believe that's true.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, everybody, another thing too is, shout out to your Rams, but they're going to lose to Green Bay. I'll send you this too.
Oh, so you just 2 weeks in a row talking shit. So you say,
listen,
you know what? The fact that you said that.
I'm talking, and I still got my Seahawks slippers on, okay? I still rep the squad, even in the loss.
Well, it's definitely going to be our biggest test. Hopefully, they get Goff a new thumb by Sunday or Saturday. Put some metal around that shit. I just feel like I almost feel like the same way I feel with the Dodgers. How we went damn near 3-4 years in a row, and then we got cheated out with what happened with the Astros. I feel like I'm still hurt that Tom Brady beat us in the Super Bowl, and I feel like they're destined to at least go. I want them to go.
For what, though?
What do you mean, for what?
Goff had 9 completions, Alex. Like, this is the thing.
Okay, that was last week.
In Seattle, and as much as I love my team, I'm also a realist. All season long, I said Seattle, they have sketchiness to them. So you guys beat a very suspect Seattle team. You guys
no. I can't lie. I can't lie. Green Bay is stacked top to bottom. And Aaron Rodgers is at the top of his game.
Number 12, that's a bad man.
Yes, he is, and I can't lie. All we can do, I hate having to put it, I hope Aaron and all the defense is watching right now. Hey, man, we need interceptions. We need takeaways. We need every aspect,
like, go,
special
Pat,
teams.
go. Go,
Hey,
Pat, go.
hey, let me tell you
Go,
something.
Pat, go.
Let me tell you something. The Rams are going to need the cheerleaders to come in and score some touchdowns against
They might have
the
to tag
Packers.
them in. Like, hey, Shirley, get in here, Shirley.
Peaches, come on in here. Get this interception and twerk in the end zone, okay? Like,
Do the busted challenge. That's what
right.
everybody's doing now.
Is that this shit right here?
I don't know. The busted is where, you kind of looking a little raggedy and then you drop it down and look fly. It's one of the TikTok things.
You know what? There's a different challenge every 2 damn days now. I can't.
I'm not gonna lie. I did the body yada 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 yada. It was fun.
Ashley, so you got a little ratchet side to you, don't you? Don't you?
Listen, I'm from the West Coast. I'm from the West Coast.
You try to keep it classy. You try to be like, oh, I'm all about sports, but then every once in a while, yada 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 yada.
Listen, somebody also said in the comments with you, they said Alex looked like he ready to tell jokes and to rob.
And what?
And to rob. He looked like he ready to tell jokes and rob. He ready to go.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's gonna take everything the Rams got in the tank. I mean, the Colts might have to come in. Look, you drew up the plate, then you come in here and get in here with us to beat the Packers.
I like Sean McVay. Sean looked like he could do a little wildcat. He looked like he could do a little something.
I like him. I think his young energy is very, very good.
It's better than what's his face? Was it Jeff Fisher? Was
Jeff Fisher? Yeah. Jeff's pass, I can get into him. No, I think McVay is just one of those young guys that I think the youngsters rally around him. Yeah. Like he's a dude out there high-fiving, jumping
and he's cool.
He's running up and down the if somebody runs up and down the field, he's running with them, like, you know what I mean? I think they like that about him.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher, he wasn't running with nobody but a sandwich.
Absolutely.
What did you think, though? So this was actually a really big moment. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson finally broke through his threshold of being, 0-2 in the playoffs. I mean, he is such a special talent. And the thing that I like about Lamar is it just seems like every year he's one of those people that where he has a weakness, he's a hard worker. So he will go into an off season and address what he needs to fix. And I think that that's a great quality.
Let me tell you something. That kid is special. All I hope and pray for him is that he don't get busted up the way Michael Vick used to get busted up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just been a history, no way around it. Black quarterbacks, super exciting. We love to watch it. But the bottom line is, when you running outside that pocket and you go at these dudes just after your head, if not your ribs and everything else. You're really, I mean, it's no secret. Black quarterbacks that run get busted up from the beginning of time, whether it was Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, RG3, a lot of these dudes, once they get hit super hard and don't come back 100% the way they were before,
mm-hmm.
then now you want to lay back in the pocket, get that protection. Right now, it's super exciting. I love watching the Ravens. I love how, I know the defenses hate it because they're like, dude, you don't know when this dude is going to take off. And then look at that. This dude is leading the league in yards for a quarterback. In every game you play, imagine if you're the defense and you're doing all your assignments, everything you're supposed to do, but you're terrified that if this dude, he's the epitome of give him an inch and he take a mile.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, any wide open space, he's headed to the house. And he proved that yesterday. It's just, you can't really set, there's no way to stop that.
You can't game plan for him.
You can't game plan for him. For the whole week, you can be like, hey, everybody has their assignments. Linebackers, you make sure you cover the tight ends. Our DBs, make sure you get these super fast wide receivers. Safety, we know what's going. But for him, straight unpredictable. You don't know. But then what I do like about Lamar, which is very impressive, he's not like the stereotypical traditional black quarterback that could just run.
Yeah.
He's shown he knows how to lead. He's shown he knows how to throw that ball and accurate. So that has to be terrifying to other teams.
And that's the thing. I feel like he gets from the first season, and this is the thing too now in the NFL. It used to be where you used to give guys kind of 3 to 5 years at quarterback to see what they were really going to be. It's like if you don't come in your rookie year and you're lighting it up, they're like, you're a bust. You're done.
Absolutely. And that's crazy because that's just what's called setting the bar super high. Because, yeah, these dudes are coming in. It's almost like nowadays teams don't even look at the game like, oh, no, they spend that much money to get a winner immediately. Now, you're right. You have a great point. They would get guys off the draft, and there'd be like a 3 to 5 year plan.
Like who's I gonna say that I think is like Darnold? I'll give you a perfect example. He played at USC, so I'm sure you're familiar with him.
Sam Darnold.
I don't think he's as big of a bust as people are making him out to be. I think he was in a really good draft class, so he gets compared to all those guys. But I mean, I would struggle too under the Adam Gase and the Jets regime.
Well, yeah. With Sam Darnold, it's a different situation. It's like a lot of guys. This is a weird situation. You get guys that were superstars in college, and they're thinking that superstardom is going to translate in 6 months.
True.
To now you were the superstar at your college, and now you're going to take this team that sucks to the promised land. It don't work like that. And it's very rare that a rookie has been able to come in the league and immediately have success outside of like Mahomes and people like that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the majority, Sam Darnold, what happens is you're a number 1 draft pick, instantly go to the team that sucks, right? Since the beginning of time, number 1 draft picks, go to teams that suck. Now you immediately have the pressure to be the savior. Man, there is only so much you could do when your team sucks in all aspects.
No,
and the Jets were that.
I agree. And that's like the Jets. I mean, I think that if you could get a decent coach in there, I think that I wouldn't necessarily, I know they obviously have the number 2 pick. I wouldn't necessarily be so quick to move off of Darnold because I would want to at least see what I have with him before just kind of, blowing up the whole situation. But another thing too, kind of outside of the playoffs that everybody's talking about is this whole Desean Watson situation. And, Desean is, there's rumblings that he's unhappy in Houston. How do you think that situation plays out?
So that's crazy you bring that up because I was about to bring that up, but in a Sam Darnold, I have to go back a little bit. Sometimes when you go from college and you're expected to be the savior, like Watson, right?
Yeah.
He goes from college, goes to a horrible team, and you're expected to be the savior. And now because you were so good in college, you think you're going to take this team, the Texans, to the promised land. You've been close. You're amazing. We've all seen your glimpse of stardom and all this and that. But you got to get with a team that is conducive to what you do as a talent. Meaning, I'm going to be honest. I think, yes, he needs to get the hell out of Houston. Mm-hmm. I think he's a dude that will go to another team and instantly flourish as a star.
This is, to me, do I want this situation to happen for our division? Not necessarily personally, but I think that if I'm the 49ers and I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm like, look, I'm easily coming off of Jimmy G. I don't know what else it would cost them, but imagine if Desean goes to the 49ers. I mean, the 49ers were already on the cusp to begin with.
Yeah.
It would be a wrap. It would be a wrap.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was the next thing I was going to talk about. Give that dude a line that can block their asses off. Get him a couple of amazing receivers, whether it's an amazing tight end or amazing receiver. Get that dude a hell of a backfield dudes that can run the ball. It's a whole new different guy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the thing is, I mean, with Desean, we saw what he did with D-Hop. We even saw what he did this year without D-Hop. I mean, I think he still led the league in either yards or he led him in one of those categories. Right. But I think when you're that guy that you're trying to make everything happen, it's too much pressure.
That's what I mean.
It's too much.
But that's the whole history of team sports in general. One I used to always like to use as an example was Allen Iverson. Right?
Yeah.
When you're a star And yeah, you could score 48 points every single night. It means nothing if you guys lose. You
Mm-hmm.
need it because it is called a team. This is not golf. This is not auto racing. This is not swimming. You're not Michael Phelps. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You have to be surrounded by guys and other teammates to help you shine. So yes, that I almost feel like that's the way Cam is. That's Cam's situation right now. Newton. I still think, even though it didn't work out for him in New England, I still feel if you get a team, the right team around him, and everything he needs to be a great quarterback, he's gonna mark my words for this. I think before Cam retires, he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a Super Bowl somewhere. Somebody is gonna find the right nuance for him. Somebody's gonna fight the right
But
nucleus.
this is the only reason I would disagree with that at this juncture in Cam Newton's career. What teams are? I mean, if they weren't clamoring for, and I get it was a weird year with the pandemic and everything, but if teams weren't clamoring for him last year, coming off of Carolina, they damn sure are not going to be clamoring this year, coming off this New England situation. My thing with Cam is, and I think the problem with Carolina in general is that they run their players into the ground. They ask their players to do too much. McCaffrey, I'm nervous for him because they be having him leading the rushing. They be having him leading the receiving. Same thing with Cam. They had him as, the quarterback, the running
That's
back,
because they didn't get okay, but you understand that's a general manager the people
decision.
upstairs decisions.
But
When you're utilizing somebody too much, and yet those are your go-tos, you got to realize, hey man, we better get this guy some help. And that's been a lot of superstars' gripes since the beginning of time. Look, hey man, I can only do so much. If you don't get me some help and it stops being all on me, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, then I'm out of here. I got to go somewhere that people are going to block for me. I got to go somewhere else where I could pass the ball to somebody else. I got to go somewhere else where not everything is on me. This is not
true.
boxing. This is not golf. You keep hearing me saying the same thing, but there's no I in team. Yeah, it sounds like it sometimes. But he's the star, okay, but you're in a team sport. You need help, you know?
I agree. I think because of the way that his last couple of years, the kind of health questions at Carolina, I think with that, I want to see Cam. I definitely, Cam is a star. I definitely want to see Cam get another opportunity somewhere. I just don't, you know how it is. At this point, a lot of teams, unfortunately, are looking at him as damaged goods. Whether that be the case or not.
I'm going to be honest with you. He has a very slim window right now of, I think, do you know what year he's in? Is he in what year?
He might be in like year 9. I think maybe he's the 11 draft or so. He might be in year 9 or 10 around there.
Yeah. This dude has 1 or 2 more years to prove that. If not, if he's still around, instantly he'll be